Hello, food lovers. Today I will be making Chinese deep fried wontons with sweet and sour sauce. The wontons will be made from pork and shrimp. You will need 1/4 pound of ground pork, 10 medium shrimp raw, wonton wrappers. Seasoning for the filling, you will need white pepper powder, soy sauce, and sesame oil. For the sweet and sour sauce, you will need 1 cup of water, a half cup of vinegar, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of ketchup, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I've got about 10 shrimp here. So they were already deveined when I bought them. So you just need to shell them. They're easy to shell if they're already deveined. You can just peel the shell off from the back where the slit is. Okay, so all the shrimp are being shelled. So you want to cut each shrimp into 3 to 4 pieces. It needs to be in small pieces to fit into the wonton wrappers. Okay, so I have a 1/4 pound of ground pork. I'm going to add the chopped up shrimp to that. And then we're going to season it. I'm going to add a dash of Chinese white pepper powder, a splash of sesame oil, and a splash of soy sauce. You want to mix it up so that the sauce is mixed into the ground pork as well as the shrimp. So a 1/4 pound. Okay, so we have the wonton wrappers there. A package of wonton wrappers has about 50 wrappers in there. And for a 1/4 pound of ground pork and 10 shrimp, you will make about 25 wontons. So you'll need about half of the wrappers in that package to make these wontons. So you need a little bowl of water. You need to wet the wonton wrappers so that the dumplings will be closed. Okay, so make sure you just have one wrapper. You want to wet all 4 sides of the wrapper. Then you want to add add some filling. You don't want to fill it too full, otherwise it will be difficult to close. So about that much is good. So you bring one end to the opposite end, pinch it closed, and the other two corners you bring up as well, and it creates a nice little dumpling right there, just like that. And you want to pinch it closed to the top. So again, wet all four sides of the wrapper and put a bit of wonton filling in there, just like that. And then you want to bring two corners together, pinch it shut, and then the other two corners you bring up as well, so you create a little kind of a little purse, I guess. Then you want to pinch it shut, just like that. This way of making a wonton dumpling is the best way if you want to put as much filling as you can in there. There's other ways where you fold it kind of nicely, but you can't put a lot of filling in with the other methods. Okay, so I made about 25 wonton dumplings. Okay, I have the wok about half full with oil, and I have it on high heat. So the way you could check to see if the oil is hot enough for deep frying is you would take a wooden chopstick and dip it in the oil, and if it bubbles, if there's bubbles coming up around the chopstick, it means it's hot enough. Okay, we're going to drop the dumplings in one at a time. If you drop it all in together, it'll likely stick together and it'll kind of be ruined. So yeah, drop them in one at a time and kind of spread them over the oil. So with about 25 dumplings, you can probably put half of them in at one go, and then you could do the second round with the rest of the dumplings. Okay, so I'm going to put a plate in the back and put some paper towel on it so that when I take the wontons out, it'll drain the oil. So when the wontons start to turn like a kind of a golden color, like a medium brown, it's ready to come out. You don't want to wait until it's too dark, otherwise you'll burn the crust basically. So when it starts to change kind of a golden brown, it's done. If it's like a light color, it's not done yet. But on the other hand, you don't want it to be too dark. So like right now, that's pretty good. If some of them are darker and some of them are lighter, you could fish the darker ones out and leave the lighter colored ones in a little longer. Okay, I'll put the second batch in. So it's on high heat the whole time that I'm doing this. So a couple of minutes have gone by. As you can tell, it's browning nicely. So these ones are done too, so I'm going to fish them out with a slotted spoon. Okay, so we're going to make the sweet and sour sauce now. So I washed the wok. I recycled the oil. So the oil got put through a sieve into a oil container I keep on the stovetop. And then I washed the wok and I put it back on high heat. So I added 1 cup of water, half a cup of vinegar. That's half a cup of vinegar. And then 1/4 cup of sugar. So sweet and sour sauce is basically vinegar and sugar. That's what gives it the sweet and sour sauce. So there you go. That's a 1/4 cup of sugar. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of ketchup. Now, the ketchup gives the sweet and sour sauce a kind of well-rounded flavor. So it's not like a one-note kind of sauce. So that's pretty much it. For the sweet and sour sauce, it's 1 cup of water, half a cup of vinegar, white vinegar, 1/4 cup of sugar, and a 1/4 cup of ketchup. You want to bring that to a boil. And then I have cornstarch here. I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry using 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. 2 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. And to that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water. So I'm going to give that a stir so the cornstarch is mixed in with the water. Okay, so the sauce is coming to a boil, so you're going to pour the cornstarch slurry in there. Give it a stir, thicken the sauce up. So with this recipe, just remember that for 1 cup of water, quarter cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of ketchup, and a half cup of vinegar, you need 2 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch to make it thicken. 2 tablespoons. Okay, so it's done. I turned the heat off. I'm going to ladle the sauce into a bowl. And I'm going to serve it. So there it is, the deep fried wontons. And there's a little bowl of sweet and sour sauce to dip the wontons in. Okay, bon appetit.